Hi.
Hi, hello.
I'm like, what the what? I get to start my week speaking with Ava Max. How are you?
I'm good. How have you been?
I'm well, it's the nice cure to the Monday blues to talk to you.
Oh my God, it's kind of gloomy here actually, which
Where
is
are you right now?
it's rare in LA. It's super sunny all the time. Today it's like super gloomy.
I hate the gloom. It puts me in a bad mood. It sets the tone for my day. So here it's like sunny and gorgeous out. It's like the perfect fall day in New England.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah, I love the sun too.
I have to tell you, I have been a fan of Ava Max before I knew I was a fan of Ava Max because I discovered a song back in 2018, 2019, maybe called Not Your Barbie Girl.
Mhm.
Hello, my name is Barbie. And when your name is Barbie, you get a lot of flack in life, especially when the song by Aqua Barbie Girl is played. I love how you took that song and then you flipped it upside down and you made it so, well, basically you're a boss girl. I love it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I love that song, even the original song, but it didn't make sense with the message I stand for. And I really wanted to make it a feminist track and a female empowering record. And that's what we did.
Listen, not a toy to be played with, so I love it.
I know, we're like, back up.
Well, I'm curious, why didn't you put it on Heaven and Hell?
It didn't make sense with stylistically, like the meaning of heaven and hell, but it will always stand on its own. And I feel like it is what it is. And it's, I released it way before Salt and Stupid Psycho. So it's its own thing.
Well, I was able to identify with it. So
Thank you.
you definitely well, it definitely, hit me hard. So I fell in love with the song and then I fell in love with the aesthetic of your hair immediately. I'm like, this is a unique hairstyle.
Thank
You got
you.
to tell me about the max cut. How did this come to be?
It started off as an accident because I loved growing up, like playing with my hair and cutting it and dyeing it myself, like when I was bored. And then this came to be one night when I was bored, and I thought it was really cool. And I hadn't seen it before, and I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna rock it. And here we are, like 3 years, 4 years later.
It's unreal. If I ever get my hair cut, the max cut, just don't let me cut bangs. I had to learn that lesson the hard way. No
Bangs is
bangs.
hard. Bangs is a hard one.
My goodness, I look atrocious in bangs. Never do the bangs.
No,
Don't
no,
go
no,
there.
no, no, no.
So Heaven and Hell is 1 year old. Are you popping that champagne and ripping through it? What are you
Oh
doing?
my goodness. I haven't yet. I had some white wine. I love a good glass of white wine.
I wish I
And
had some right now.
oh my God. So I popped that. But yeah, I'm just so blessed to be able to have such a crazy year during a pandemic, a crazy good year. And I love that people love the messages behind the songs. Sometimes you never know. You're like, oh, do people just want to dance? They don't want to think too hard. But then when I put it out, I'm like, okay, never mind. People do, they need a great message to make them feel better. So it makes me feel better.
Little known fact, I've crushed a lot of cardio dancing to your
Oh
music.
my gosh.
It
Yeah.
really has so many upbeat dance tracks, and it came out at a time during the global pandemic. Does it even feel like with all the success you've had with the album, did that just happen? Did this all, I put out my debut album. Did it really happen?
I know it's surreal. It doesn't feel real at all. It A year ago when it came out, I was just like crying and laughing and crying and laughing because 2 days after I released my debut album, my grandfather passed, and so I was very close to him, and he was very close in the area here in LA. So it was just hard because the energy felt so dark during that time, and I was just like trying to celebrate my album, and then mourning his death. So it was really heaven and hell.
Wow, it's true. The messages in Heaven and Hell too. Like, I'm an overthinker. I always say to myself, I'm so torn between this or this. Why am I so indecisive? What am I going to do? Is that what you thought in the title?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the type of person where I am like always going back and forth between things. It's hard for me to make a decision because I want the best of both worlds, and that's why I named the album Heaven and Hell, because life is that, and I always say you can have your cake and eat it too.
I think so. A lot of chocolate cake. Lots of
Exactly.
it. Do you have a background in dance training? Because you are a great dancer.
Thank you. I did grow up dancing hip hop. I started with ballet, obviously, like, every little girl. And
They,
so yeah, I got into hip hop.
is that how it all started for you? Was it more dance or was it more singing?
Um, you know, it's tough because I started singing when I was really, young, like around 5, 6, but I also started dancing around the same time. So I would say about the same time. Yeah.
You have a really big voice. I think that a misconception about you is that you only do have like these upbeat dance tracks, up tempo and fun. But I've heard you strip down acoustic, and wow, girl, you have some pipes on you.
Thank you. I've always loved to sing. My mom sang opera growing up and we used to sing together. And I feel like genetically I got it from her. So thanks, mom.
I heard you were kind of influenced too by some of those big voices of the 90s. And they're some of my favorites. Like Whitney Houston, really, can she do no wrong? No wrong.
I know, but even Celine Dion, like I would listen to Celine
Celine,
Dion, Whitney, Tina
Raya.
Turner, even Mariah. And Mariah was my number one growing up. I would not listen to anything else for like a year and a half, but her Butterfly record.
Yes.
And I just remember going to school and listening to her records nonstop and wanting to sound just like her. And then Christina Aguilera came out, and I was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with her too.
I know I didn't want to say, hey, I want to compare you to Christina Aguilera, but I mean, when Christina first came out onto the scene with Genie in a Bottle, I don't know why you remind me so much. There's so many similarities there in a good way.
Thank you. Well, that's a really big compliment. So thank you.
I think so too. When you write music, I always get writer's block whenever I'm writing anything. What's the process like for you?
Um, it's so different, like every single time. Recently, I've been wanting to get on a track and like sing melodies and whatever comes out in the moment. Like I don't even want to hear the beat beforehand. I want to hear it in my headphones, and then whatever comes out naturally is meant to be because I'm very superstitious and I love to feel like what I feel in my head in the moment and not plan it. I'm not a planner, so I like doing that.
I always say I get by poor planning. It works.
Literally, same here. That might have to be my motto.
Make it your own. You were just here in New England, in Boston. Fenway Park is not your standard venue to perform at. So what was that like?
Oh my God, it was huge. I was like, what? I felt like a little ant, like on this big platform, I swear. And it was incredible. Thank you to Maroon 5. They freaking let me open up their tours for their stadium tours. So that's a huge plus. Thank you. Because I don't think I would have performed at Fenway anytime soon. So that was incredible.
Girl, I would have been in the dugout dancing all over that diamond. Rocking it. Rocking
I
it.
loved it so much.
So now that Heaven and Hell is a year old, are you working on some new material?
I am. I'm in the studio constantly right now, and it's very exciting. This music is a bit more mature, but it's still obviously pop and dance, but it just feels more what I'm feeling now. And I've been writing about what I've been going through, and everyone's gonna hear it soon.
Any ballads? Because that's one thing I know you left off of Heaven and Hell, but I kind of like that there are no ballads. Honestly,
I know. I don't think a ballad. I'll let you guys see when it comes out, but nothing too slow.
No, I got to keep my cardio going, girl. I got to cardio to you.
Same.
And I loved how like there's always a song you kind of brought in that was a continuation of Heaven and Hell. Like My Head and My Heart is not on the album officially, right?
Well, now it is.
Now it is.
But not every time I cry, but Head and Heart is.
It was cool how you sampled the ATC song to All Around the World. When I first heard it, I'm like, what is this sampling? Like I couldn't quite trigger or I couldn't target. And then I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I can't even believe we did that because it's hard to do an interpolation like that successfully. So we tried very hard to make it sound good. And in the end, you know, we fell in love with it.
Well, all of your music, you are a breakout artist. For me, it was a quarantine album. It was a COVID album that kept me going. Ava Max, you are so boss. You really are a queen. Like kings and queens.
You're queen. Thank you.
I'm an imposter queen.
No, you are not. You're incredible. I can't wait to
You know what I am? I'm not your Barbie girl.
Hey.
I'm living in my own world. That's it. Ava Max, thank you so much. I'm wishing you all the best. I was really excited to talk to you today.
Thank you. Same. This is awesome. Hopefully I can come there in person.
Same. We're going to drink that white wine.
Oh my God. Yes. Some Sauvignon.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.